out here this afternoon checking the garden for groundhog damage. I don't see anything, and also checking for insect damage. But while I'm out here, I went ahead and checked the cabbage. We have 15 heads of cabbage left. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut them all up today before the groundhog possibly gets to them, and some of them are ready to be cut. So I'm going to go ahead and get me some bushel baskets and go get a knife from Daddy. I'll check the shed and see if we have some in the shed. The tomatoes are looking good. I haven't made it to the rest of the garden just yet. I'm gonna get my stuff together and, like I said, get to work on this cabbage. This is the first head of cabbage that we cut. And as Jeffrey stated in that video, if you leave this like that, you'll see little bitty small cabbages form. They're like Brussels sprouts. The same thing is happening over here. You can see the little heads are forming. Same thing on this one. See that little head? Little smaller heads are forming. Like we said, they're like Brussels sprouts. I've got the wagon out. I'm gonna cut and just put them in the wagon. I have several neighbors that said they wanted a head. We've got 15. I'm gonna do kraut with some of them. It takes a head of kraut just for a quart size mason jar to make sauerkraut, but that's the goal. Now I'm going through and I'm taking the clips off, so when I get ready to pull the fabric off, I won't have any problems. And then I'll put the hoops up after I get all this cabbage cut off. I got all the hoops up, and now I'm getting ready to pull the rest of the netting off and start cutting. It's not a bad day out here heat-wise, but when you're working and you're in the sun, you do get a little hot. But one trick I have is I take a frozen water bottle, I freeze my water, and then I put the bottle in my pocket or in my side of my pants pocket, and it keeps me cool. Plus it melts the water, so you can stay cool and refreshed that way. But I'm gonna get started. We've gotten some rain. I think it rained a little bit yesterday, so some of the heads have a little water in them, but that's okay. And that brown, that's just the dirt from my gloves because it's so muddy out here. This is a nice big head so far. They're pretty nice looking heads of cabbage. I set the tripod up so you all could see me cut at least one. It's kind of hard to get it to stay stable because the ground's so unlevel. Plus I had to go get me another pair of gloves because we've had so much rain. There's water in some of the cabbage plants. And when I moved the landscaping, or not landscaping, when I moved the fabric over, we had it reinforced with dirt, so dirt got into the cabbage. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been any dirt. So far, I've only come across one little tiny small cabbage. The rest of them have been a pretty good size. So far I've cut 8 so far. Let's see, move this back a little bit. This is a nice one too. I've only come across one that had any insect damage. I'm gonna weigh these the bigger ones, just to see how much they weigh. Just finished cutting up all the heads of cabbage that we had left. We have a few that are really nice size. This one is nice. This one, and this one. This one here too. They're really, really big. This one is a nice size too. We have a scale in there. I may weigh them. Second head of cabbage that's huge. That's where I started cutting earlier. And I cut every head of cabbage. There were 15 left. I left the plants for the moment, and they'll make little mini cabbages, is what we call them. And they taste like Brussels sprouts. Some of these onions look like they could come up too. The weeds are taking over, but boy, do they look nice. This one is a nice one, but I'll let it sit a few more weeks. I'm finished with the cabbage. Before I start on the green beans, forgot, I put that alarm up yesterday to help deter the groundhog. Jeffrey sprayed these yesterday, I do believe. But we don't see any more groundhog damage. You see where whatever, one or two, did some damage. This is a nice looking one. I hope it doesn't get to that one. But so far, I don't see any more damage than what it did the other day. This is the zucchini I saw yesterday. I think I'm gonna let it go one more day, get just a little bigger. But you do have to be careful with that. You'll come back the next day and it'll be so big and overgrown and hard that you'll have to use it for zucchini bread. I did have some yellow squash that was coming on as well. I think I'll leave those two. They're still fairly small. Yeah, I'm gonna leave those. But I'm gonna get over here to the green beans and get to picking on the green beans. I'll pick this zucchini and this squash tomorrow. Probably be picking cucumbers by the end of the week as well. Nothing like a fresh cucumber with ranch dressing. But I'm gonna get over here. They're looking really healthy too, very healthy. I'm gonna get over here to the green beans. Doing a walk through this evening, and I can see that this squash is damaged at the bottom. When you see it like that, you want to go ahead and pick it and get it out of your vegetables, because it'll make the other vegetables decay as well. Brings bugs and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that one or cut it. Here's some zucchini that I'm gonna go ahead. I've left it sitting there a few days now just to get a little bigger, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick these because we're supposed to get rain tonight. I'm not gonna treat the vegetables with anything because the rain will just wash what the neem oil or the diatomaceous earth off, but I'm just checking them and I don't see any signs of any insect, which is a good thing. But I'm gonna go ahead and pick these zucchini. I pulled a few of the onions up because the green stalky areas of the onions are starting to kind of fall down, and that's a telltale sign that you need to pull the onion. So I've got several onions down there by the bushel basket down that way that I pulled. But I also put up another one of our alarms way over there, the little deer alarms. I put one up the other day to kind of deter the groundhog, and I don't know if it worked or not, but there's no more evidence of the groundhog. And like I said, I'm not going to spray any neem oil or put anything on the plants tonight because it's supposed to rain later on this evening and tomorrow morning. So whatever I'd put on there, the rain is just going to wash it off. But I'm going to pull a few more onions, and I'll show you in a minute what I did for today. These are the onions I pulled up. I only pulled up one red onion. And I picked 3 zucchini, 1 yellow squash, and a few hot peppers.